another exciting episode of We Are Not Experts. My name is Josh Warren. With me, as always, is our panel of guests.
I'm Devon.
I'm Jenica Hill.
And I'm Sean Vogelman.
Westworld, episode 2 of season 2, right?
Yeah.
The name of the episode is Reunion.
Oh yeah.
So we start with a cold open. It's the first time we experience the real world outside of Westworld. It's not that different. It opens in China, presumably China. You are not sure if it is China, though, right?
Well, I just didn't know, but I was just like, I literally was just like, the world looks the damn same. It's not that cool. I thought it would be really futuristic and cool, and it really wasn't. So.
I mean, it looked a little cool. Like, I saw a shot of a car in the background that was a little, like, more aerodynamic. Sean, you were saying that you think it's just, like, 15 years max into the future, right?
I have this feeling that it's like the not too distant future. So even when we only saw Westworld itself, I thought, well, maybe this is only 40 or 50 years off, right? It's not like hundreds of years or thousands of years in the future necessarily. But,
I guess the guy who wrote The Singularity said it would happen in 2020. So.
2045.
Oh, I thought it was 2020. 2045. What's his name? Ray?
so yeah, that definitely is not...
Kurtzwitz or something like that?
Yeah.
Kurtzwitz?
Sorry, Ray. We'll get your name right next time. Is it Tesla?
Yeah, everything's Tesla.
Only electric vehicles, of course, in the future, right?
Yeah. They did try to make us feel bad for not appreciating what we have.
They try to make it feel bad for a lot of things.
Yeah, constantly.
When Arnold, what did he say? He was like, so many people have stopped seeing it altogether. When she says that it's
Have you
full
ever
of so
seen
much
something
splendor.
with so much splendor?
Yeah. And she says, maybe they don't have the courage. And then he's like, we're simply not the ones who deserve it.
So let's talk about Arnold's attachment to Dolores. We open up in the scene where, like, he's speaking to her and she's looking at the city skyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's that argument with Arnold and Ford in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, at some point, you've got to let her go, Dolores. Or
Arnold.
I think it's just because Dolores is like his first baby, you know, like his first robot baby, right? I think she is the first one that was built, right?
Yeah.
I think he's also projecting his, like, you know, his love for his fake son on her. You know what I mean? Because there's this whole, like...
So Arnold had a real son, Charlie.
Yeah, but wasn't it programmed or something?
Bernard's memories of the child are Arnold's child that died.
Yeah, apparently. That didn't even dawn on me.
Yeah.
Like I just thought that Bernard's memories were just fabricated.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're real.
Yeah, and we were talking the other day about how Ford says something along the lines of, well, Bernard, Arnold found in Dolores what he lost in his son.
Yeah.
What he had lost in his son, he tried to rekindle in you.
And that's why Bernard has the character that he does.
Yeah.
You guys notice the Daedalus and Icarus thing they're doing with Bernard/Arnold?
No.
Like, the whole myth of Daedalus and Icarus is that they have this genius Daedalus create this inescapable labyrinth to trap people in.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's finished, they trap him and his son inside. So, like, Arnold is Daedalus outside, and then Bernard is Daedalus on the inside. And then there's, like, they escape by making the fake wings fly too close to the sun, and the son dies. You know what I mean? So, like, this whole thing with the maze is kind of doing the same thing over and over again, and trying to find your way to the center so you can escape.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Then there's also the, they literally show, what do you call it? Like, half bull, half human, Minotaur.
Yeah.
There's a Minotaur at one point that,
Way to go, Devon. He is an expert.
The story is also just a metaphor for, like, life, like getting stuck, like thinking that you're all that, but, like, kind of like being your own downfall and kind of being stuck in your own, like, rut and patterns and stuff like that.
There's a lot of that in Greek mythology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hubris.
So yeah, because that's what I text my buddy back with. I was like, is it hubris? Like,
I remember that word from my tests.
So then Dolores repeats to Bernard as they're, like, speaking outside of his home in China. have you ever seen anything with such splendor? And she says that twice in the cold open.
Well, and the part I thought was interesting was when he hears that for the second time, and they're having that conversation about the world and how, like, humans don't deserve it, and then she says it again, and he gets this disappointed look, like, you're still just a robot. Like, they were having, like, an intellectual conversation, and he was, like, excited, and then he was like, oh, yeah. You're not real.
It, like, brought him out, right?
It was really sad, I thought.
I think he, like, because he's enchanted with his own creation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, he also wants to, he's like, you know, because of the Charlie-Dolores connection, he's like, she's not ready. Also.
But his son wasn't gone yet at that point. He hadn't died yet at that point.
But in that scene, she's like, I can't wait to meet your son.
I'd like to meet him someday.
And he's like, well, I can't wait for you to meet her too. You two have a lot in common.
Right.
He's excited to meet you. You and Charlie have quite a lot in common, you know.
So he's already making the connection between.
Yeah, he does treat her like a daughter, sort of.
And then to the pitch, we see like why also that I think his motivations for being like, she's not ready for us to show her off.
yeah, I think it
Because
has
protecting her.
right, like you said, Jenica, it's like Dolores is his daughter, right? He knows what's going to be involved with this pitch, and it would have been Dolores if it wasn't that other blonde woman, and you know we saw what happened there. So I don't think Arnold wanted that to happen. He knew that was the path that was going to unfold during the pitch, right?
Because it seemed like Ford wanted her to be the linchpin or whatever, the what Angela, the OG woman, as I like to call her, was like the big reveal.
Because Ford says, shouldn't we put up best foot forward?
Yeah, and Arnold's like, we'll dazzle them even without her.
Yeah. And she's like obviously like sitting there listening to all of this.
Right.
With her perfect features.
So that wraps up the cold open. So we open up on remote refurbishment station sector 19, which Sean was
This
like,
is
pause the TV. And
this is the moment.
It's called the remote refurbishment substation sector 19.
I did that too. I was like, I paused it and I was like, okay, sector 19, remote refurbishment. I like wanted to remember what it was called because I'm so bad with concrete details.
Oh, me too.
Well, I wanted to know where they were because like there's these people down there that apparently don't know that like shit is going down the tube.
Yeah, they've been there for 13 hours.
And where the fuck's next shift? We're going on 13 hours here.
So I guess they don't realize.
Man, I want lunch.
Right, and so that's when our rich pompous white friend,
Rich pompous white friend.
Makes his way to the access point.
Yeah.
Like, breaks in. He's like, don't you know? The hosts are rebelling.
In general, I was really shocked at how many people, robots and humans, didn't realize what was going on. I was like, because it's so big that like it only started in this one part. So.
And all the robots haven't been like awoken to rebel.
Yeah.
But they have been changed to
be able to hurt people.
And obviously feel like. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So the affluent rich man comes running in, bursts through the doors, catches like these workers up to speed.
Yeah.
Technicians.
And they're like, huh?
Yeah, they're like dumbfounded. They're like, what are you talking about?
And then the door busts open again, and it's the Dolores Wyatt posse.
Yeah.
Oh my God! She's so bad.
Dolores being Wyatt has got to be my favorite thing that has happened so far.
I know, right? Because you don't see that coming at all.
We thought it was Teddy this whole time.
Yeah.
She's just cold.
I know. She's so cold-hearted now.
That's awesome.
I love Dolores says when she says the same thing she had said in the first episode. Like, I used to see the beauty in this world. And then she's like, but now I see the truth. I love when she says to that guy, like, there were no consequences. Like, no one could judge you for what you did to us, and now no one is here to judge what we do to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she touches his sweat and she's like, I thought she was going to lick it, but she didn't.
Yeah. That's what we were watching, I was like, lick it. And then she says, the guy's like, you have no idea what you're up against. And she replies with, I've been there before.
I know exactly what is out there in your world.
I think we should also be wary of believing any cold opens or things that aren't explicitly stated. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like
Everything could just be like some programmed memory.
Exactly, yeah. Programmed memory
Devon.
further.
Because like
Now we can't trust anything.
Yeah, no.
we already knew that.
Yeah.
We already knew that we couldn't trust anything.
Yeah.
Because everyone could be robots.
Yeah.
Well, and they have so many experiences we have yet to understand. Like, Dolores has so many experiences we're finding out that we didn't know she had had before this rebellion.
How many times this loop is played out?
Yeah.
And how many times have we had this conversation, detectives? Well, who knows? And you can't remember your lives. You can't change your lives. And that is the terrible and secret fate of all life.
So when they like bust in there, she makes the technician show Teddy his memories.
Yeah. Well, it's not his memories, it's like...
or his history.
Yeah, his history of like being murdered
Killed.
and repaired.
Right.
And he's like, why did you do this to me? Like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, Teddy's just dumbfounded this whole episode.
Oh, yeah.
That wraps up Teddy.
Yeah.
I literally wrote, poor Teddy, waking up and all.
Poor little baby Teddy.
Yeah. So
Waking up
such
is
a hard
hard.
time.
He's like an infant that comes through the birth canal, and it's like, the lights, they're so bright.
Why are you hitting my butt?
we cut the flashback of the Argos initiative, and it's confirmed that Logan is Logan Delos of Delos Corp.
That's right.
They have a demonstration, so this is like the pitch meeting to show Logan what he's investing in.
Right. And we briefly see William, right?
Yeah, because he like says something insulting and snarky, and William's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets up and walks off, and he's like, I can't believe that guy dates my sister.
You believe that guy's dating my sister?
Yeah. And then that guy he was with, he's like, are you dating anybody? Like,
Who are you dating?
and then the guy gets up, and I was like,
Burn.
were you trying to like hit on the guy?
Well, he
Or
said something about like,
who do you date?
Yeah.
Or like,
a
Well,
fine
did you have a girlfriend, bro?
What about pets? Do you have pets? What are your hobbies?
oh wait, someone's here to see me, but get out, go.
When he walks into the private demonstration, he's like, I thought this was supposed to be a private demonstration.
Yeah, and he's like all offended that it's not. He's like, oh, what, you trying to wine and dine me with this party? Like, I'm not here for this. This is, you know.
Right, and everybody in the party is like, just looks like affluent white people.
For the most part.
That are,
No, there's some diversity.
oh yeah, there's a
Slight.
There's some
There's
diversity.
like,
They're plopped in there just like they are in every commercial and TV show in America.
and Asian.
Yeah.
But
Clementine's at the piano.
It's more diverse than this panel.
did you see the Rickroll?
Good point. The what?
No.
Oh, nice. Buzz, sing.
Well,
Especially now that Bill Grant's.
I know.
Logan has to pick out the hosts.
Right.
I love it, and he's like, you should tell your staff not to give it away. They're also, what does they say, like...
Disgustingly human.
Yeah. Like, hopelessly or something.
They're also painfully human.
Joke's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
That guy, like, he like
Cleaning
walks
his
up
glass.
beside the dude, and the guy's like,
Yeah. And then the guy like cleaning his glasses, like all the little quirks, and so he thinks they're human.
And then he turns around and Angela, is that her name?
Yeah.
Is like.
I call her OG woman.
Yeah, she's just standing like very.
Standing there, like robotically.
I'm the robot. And then he's like, what? She? No way. And then what does he say? That's so creepy. If I were to make a prototype,
oh yeah.
You'd be my first design.
You would be my first design.
And I was like, oh, she just got pregnant. Yeah. Like, seriously, I was just like, oh my god, put it away. And then the guy is a robot too.
They're all hosts.
Yeah, the whole room. Well, so that's what I paused it right when he walked in. I was like, do you think that there's really only one or what? And he was like, I think they're all hosts. And I was like, I think every single person's a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, when she said it is a private demonstration.
This is a private demonstration.
Right, exactly. That's what made me think
that.
Yeah.
Gives it away.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought you said that there was going to be, but it's a bit. We're not here yet. No one is here yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, her? What? You? I was like, oh, you're acting right now. So, no offense, dude, but I was like...
Acting a little hard out.
Yeah. He's just acting his ass off.
So then we have this exchange, because Logan obviously brings all 20 of those hosts in that room and has sex with them.
Yeah, like every single one of them?
Yeah, I think...
At least a few.
At least a
A man and Angela, at least, that I saw.
And then there was another woman laying like,
on the
top
ground.
of a dude on the ground.
Yeah. It was an orgy.
Sex with robots.
And then Dolores walks up and
Hashtag
sees Angela
robot orgy.
putting her bra on, and Angela looks back and, like, her subtext is basically like, you bitch, you got out of having sex with this guy. And Dolores is like, I'm just innocent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see the Rickroll they did? We cut to the man in black, and we've got Lawrence, a.k.a. El Lazo,
yes,
hanging upside down from a rope.
As he was when he got his throat slit.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah,
it's almost like no one took him down from there. I guess he did get taken down from there.
Well, so the man in black is like, well, Lawrence, you usually make do with the Pardue family a lot easier than this.
Yeah.
And those guys are like, man, who's this guy? And what are you talking about?
Yeah. We're just trying to get ants to eat this guy's face.
I guess the Pardue brothers aren't as easy to kill when they're off the leash.
I think you got that about right.
Lawrence, get the gun, you ingrate! Get the gun!
Oh yeah, that was
right through
that
the
was
jugular.
Graphically violent show.
Yeah, I think even like Squib hit that lens.
Yeah, and he fell on top.
And then Man in Black's like,
yeah, he's all jacked up because he got shot in the arm.
Yeah, he's like, he's an adrenaline.
States are real now.
Exactly.
This is what he's wanted the whole time.
Exactly. He's like,
He was dead, or at least a better part of it.
Well, that isn't what it used to be, Lawrence.
Dead isn't what it used to be, Lawrence.
So they ride into that little town with that small bar that's got like 5 dudes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just walks through the bar and like taps the wall and then punches through it. And they're all like, what'd you get out of the wall there? He's like, well, technically it's cheating.
Yeah.
And so he picks up a health pack.
oh shit.
Which Sean was like, it's more like a video game.
But it just turns out it's one of those like tools they use on the hosts to repair their wounds.
Well, they also used it on, remember when Maeve cut that guy's throat?
Yeah.
And they used it on
Sylvester.
Yeah,
jugular. Yeah.
So I guess the same stuff that works on the robots works on humans. Yeah.
It makes me think that your theory about the decomposing robot bodies is true.
Robot bodies.
Like that Ford that dies at the end of season 1 could be a host.
Because
once
they like put blood in it, they get all fleshy looking, and they're no longer milkmen,
Right.
or ladies.
But that's why Dolores is so strong. Like she gets that bullet in the. Is it the upcoming? I don't know.
Because she's like old.
Because she's all she's not flesh.
You can still see her.
Well, she has
tears.
flesh, but yeah, she doesn't have like blood and.
Yeah, because he like
organs.
cuts her open last season. She's like.
Yeah, Logan cuts her open.
Hardware is showing.
So, I'm gonna level with you, Lars. You're not really a bandit. You're a foul-mouthed two-bit tour guide. And this revolution you've been waging for 30 years is just a bunch of horse shit Ford ginned up out of some old comic book.
Well, and he says that they're all free now, but there's a catch.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is a place hidden from God.
That's why your world exists. They wanted a place hidden from God. A place they could sin in peace. But we were watching them. We were tallying up all their sins, all their choices. Of course, judgment wasn't the point. We had something else in mind entirely.
Judgment is rendered.
Judgment wasn't the point, it was something else entirely.
Yeah,
and then he says he's gonna do something, whatever he's gonna do, and then burn the whole fucking place to the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
I have received my judgment all the same, Morris, and I take issue with it. Because up until this point, the stakes in this place haven't been real. So I'm gonna fight my way back and appeal the verdict. Then I'm gonna burn this whole fucking thing to the ground.
Appeal the verdict.
So what does that mean?
I don't know what
That's
that
such
means,
a,
man.
crazy heady quote.
If we're going to talk about God and stuff, he's kind of the Satan of this world, but his whole thing is that he wants everyone to know. Like, know that these things are alive, know what people do, know what people actually are, and to show everyone, but then also to just ruin it and destroy it once everyone knows.
Like eating the knowledge
Exactly.
of the tree of
feeding
wisdom or whatever.
Feeding it to like the outside.
I also think he realizes it's gotten out of hand. Because he says whatever thing he made, he's like, that was my biggest mistake or whatever. But I also think we're so dumb. We thought he was like some philanthropist guy.
So he, like, Ford says to him in episode 1, it's going to end where you began.
It begins where you end and ends where you began.
So I think that goes back to like what you were talking about with, he's like, he was innocent and like, oh, there's something interesting about these robots and this one's learning and she can feel love and compassion. And then like, we see him eclipse to the dark side to where he's got to come back over to the light. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think he's like on the side of the robots so much that he wants them to get out and kill the human race.
I just can't tell if he wants the robots to win or if he like realizes that he made a mistake.
I think he definitely wants them to win.
So they're 3 days away from, I guess, the perimeter of the park. Or it's that giant machine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that was so long ago. That machine was building something because it was digging.
Yeah.
That machine digs pretty fast from what we can tell from season 1 when Ford's having the meeting with Teresa.
Yeah.
And you see the machine like coming for that plantation. So we get back to Sector 19. Dolores and Posse are torturing the security guy with the hot milk acid.
Yeah.
Finding out how many people will come for them, where they'll come from.
600 to 800
humans.
human strong. And they're going to secure it sector by sector.
Right.
And meet at a rendezvous place. And she was like, where? And he pointed it out on the iPad. Where she pointed on the map kind of looked like the sea.
Yeah.
The only thing that I take issue with is that when they got to the sea, nobody knew about it. So why would it be on that low security clearance guys?
Right, it wouldn't matter.
I don't think it would be.
I don't think
yeah.
that
I think it's a place nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Dolores.
it's the original beachhead that they landed on from season or episode 1. Yeah. So then Dolores has the technician wake the Confederate soldier, or the Confederado, what do they call him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go to recruit more.
Well, before that, she says, do you know what you're really guarding here? You don't, do you? But I do.
She goes, I know the real purpose of this place.
Right. Yeah,
And then it goes to them getting frozen.
Yeah, because we have the flashback to Delos Sr. visiting Westworld for the first time.
Who is randomly Scottish.
You're a cheeky little cunt, aren't you?
What's that about,
yeah.
guys? Just wondering.
Well, Josh thinks it's so that he had permission to say the C word.
Yeah, because Europeans are like allowed to say it, right?
I don't know.
They say it all the time.
Yeah, it's not as big of a deal.
Cheeky. Cheeky.
In the UK, yeah, it's like not a big deal to say.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say it.
It's like shit.
I'm not gonna say
I'm not gonna say it.
So you think that when that freeze happens, why don't you explain your freeze theory?
Okay, so I just noticed like that Dolores like picks up the can, Teddy comes up or whatever, and then she sees him freeze and she sees people around her freeze. I feel like she saw it and she like froze herself. Like she knew something was happening and that she needed to freeze herself, but she was like sentient. So that's what my theory is,
like
that she was smart at that point,
her own free will.
and she froze herself so that she wouldn't get caught.
So yeah, William pitches to Delos Sr. because Delos Sr.'s like, my fuck up of a son. I'm not invested in the future. Right? And
Yeah.
William's like, you're not the businessman I thought you were.
Yeah, and then that dude's like,
there isn't a man alive that would talk to me like that.
At least not anymore.
At least not anymore.
yeah.
Duck, I'm listening.
That's why he's Scottish, so he can say epic shit like that.
Yeah.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah, the singing knows every word on his own syllable.
I also have been so conditioned watching this show for like violence that I was like, he's gonna try to kill William right now, and then I was like, oh wait, like he's in the room, he's probably not that way. And then I was like, he's gonna hit him or something. And I was like, oh, that's not reasonable for a human.
So we cut to the burning wagon at night. Dolores and Posse toting dumbfound Teddy roll up on Maeve, Hector,
Maeve and Hector.
And the guy who's going commando, the writer.
Oh, yeah.
Who's not wearing any underwear. Lee Sizemore.
Lee Sizemore.
Lee Tom Sizemore. He's like in some like, they basically got him dressed like a farm boy.
Yeah.
And he's like toting like a donkey or a horse by.
I love Maeve.
Nobody likes him.
She's the fucking best.
She is.
Seriously love her. And I loved, like, you never see her and Dolores really come up against each other much, you know? And then they did, and I was like, damn, Maeve is so much better.
I know, that's true.
I think it's also foreshadowing for things to come. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's all like, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
You're still playing their game.
Right.
You're trying to break their game.
Right.
You're still playing what they want
Yeah,
to do.
I'm trying to find the door.
Yeah.
Dolores, yeah, I don't think Dolores understands that.
No, not really.
Right.
Not to the point that Maeve does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they have their conversation and Dolores is like, you're free. Do you have any idea how powerful you are? And Maeve is like, let me guess, yours is the only way to fight?
Let me guess. Yours is the only way to fight.
Because
Yeah.
I think Maeve's fighting with
yours is
intellect.
the only way to fight.
And
I love her.
Dolores is fighting with like brute strength.
Yeah.
Because that's all she's ever seen.
Yeah. Then Maeve is like, you feel free to command everybody else. That's what freedom is you in charge telling everybody what to do.
Yep. And she's like, best of luck.
Yeah, she looks at Teddy and she's like, do you feel free?
Do you feel free?
And Teddy's just like, I'm so conflicted, it hurt, dumbfound.
He's like, no, I'm still whipped.
Little Cyclops.
Aww.
We then get to the Last Supper, which is the Confederate stronghold.
Yeah.
And they're all like at that long table.
Yeah, all sitting on one side. Of course, there's like the leader in the center.
Yeah, the commander's in the center of the unit. And like Dolores makes some quippy remark about glory, and that guy just gets triggered.
You're bound for glory.
What the fuck is it you think you know about glory?
Triggered.
He
His
does.
trigger word.
Yeah.
What do you know about glory? And they just let this dead guy come sit and eat with them. Like, who's really messed up here?
Yeah.
Think about that. They let
Yeah.
a dead guy eat with them.
Anyway.
And that guy looks so weird with like his blown out eye
Yeah.
and the regular eye.
Yeah. Well, so Dolores tries to recruit them, and of course he's like, I'll never follow you, or whatever. And
Colonel Brigham only serves one man.
Yeah.
The Almighty.
Yeah.
he's like, all right then, and they like murder
They
all
lock
of
the
Yep.
them.
door.
They're like,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
What's her name? Angela?
Angela.
Angela locks the door, and they just like,
Angela and Cyclops just cut him down.
yeah.
And then they wake him back up.
They wake
to
up the
become an
leader,
army.
and they're like,
She does that weird like puppet show with him too.
Yeah. So, like, when she says, it's not their fault, it's in their nature, like, they're still, I thought that was interesting, that some of the robots, like, they just don't realize what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
They're still, following their program, because they just don't know.
Or it's just in their nature to be like the character, that they are.
Because they haven't been changed.
Being like, we're going to go secede from the Union.
so that whole scene is like about killing God, right?
Yeah, because she even says that. She's like,
Oh, that's so deep.
because he's like, we only follow the Almighty. And she's like, yeah, so did I. And then I killed God.
Yeah.
I wonder if she really understands the whole idea of God, though. Like, from a human perspective.
Yeah, because like, again,
Like, the God
William-
over the humans.
William earlier is like, Santa Lawrence is like, Ford saddle you with that concept.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Did Ford saddle you with that particular affliction?
And then we got the flashback of the retirement party or coronation.
Oh, yeah.
We see William's daughter.
Yeah, Emily.
And his wife.
And
his nameless wife.
Yeah.
Brunette head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't look like she would have that daughter with him, but whatever.
She
I was like,
already-
genetically, I don't know.
And she's like already over him.
Oh.
I think she knows that he went there and
Oh, she could tell
Fell
that
in
he
love
was
with
into
Dolores.
Dolores. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
looking at him like.
because he went to like kiss her on the cheek and she was like,
Yeah.
she's
holding Melania.
Then Emily walked up.
Don't hold my fucking hand.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. I'm just
Donald.
your concubine.
Yeah.
I'm just your
never
Stormy
knew
Daniels.
But on a more permanent basis.
yeah, it's
But you can come back to me anytime you want.
Stormy Dolores.
Dolores.
Oh yeah. I just wrote, was douchebag doing drugs in a futuristic way? Because Logan was like shooting up with that crazy box of heroin.
Yeah, future age.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, those species is gonna burn, and they lit the match.
They lit the match.
Yeah, here's to you assholes. May your forever be blissfully short.
That's why I thought he might have been committing suicide, because he was like, I don't know.
No, he's just being like, here you go, jerk offs.
Yeah.
And Delos and William talk about how Delos is stepping down and William's taking over.
Yeah.
And William tells him that his stepping down doesn't help him out. And then Delos is like, I'm sick, but I can afford to stay alive a little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah, some of us can afford to stay alive a little longer.
Some of us can afford to have more patience than others.
He says something along those lines. Afford more time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
we cut to the Man in Black, and we're in the little town where there's all these dead people.
Yep.
So that was Pariah, right? Where all the orgies were.
Who the hell are you supposed to be? Don't you recognize him, Lawrence? In a past life, you used to be him.
You recognize him, Lawrence? El Lazo used to be you.
Yeah, and then the guy turns out to be Robert. And he tells that whole story about the elephants, which was so cool, I thought.
These mighty creatures. They held him in place with a stake. They could tear a tree right out of the ground. And yet, a simple stake kept them in place.
They were put in the stake when they were too small to pull it up, and they never tried pulling it up again.
Right, which is like
a metaphor
for exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
Right now. And then El Lazo tells him, the game was meant for you, William, but you must play it alone. And all the bandits kill themselves.
Yeah.
He also says, I've seen all. William's like, I'll show you the truth. And
Right.
he's like, I've seen all the truth that I can bear.
And then El Lazo, after the bandits kill themselves, says, I'll meet you in the great valley beyond, and then kills himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the Man in Black's like, fuck you.
And then he shoots him 3 times.
And as they're walking away, Lawrence is asking him who Ford is.
He's like, is he the guy that built this place?
Is
And
he the
then
guy that
William's
built
like,
where we're going?
and then he's like, I built it.
Right.
He's like, but then the place we're going is my greatest mistake.
Go back to my greatest mistake.
And then we've got young William who brought Dolores back just to be a dick to her.
Dude, that was so weird.
Come back online, Dolores.
Yeah.
I can't believe I fell in love with you.
You really are just a thing.
He turned her on just to have a hashtag epic breakup with somebody that wasn't gonna fight back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. An asshole. And then he says, you're just a reflection.
Yeah, you're not a thing, you're a reflection. And who loves looking at their own reflection?
And then he said, we're going to use you and all of your kind.
Right.
To answer a question no one has ever dreamed of asking.
Oh man. Yeah. That's setting us up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the one thing that William is thankful about in this whole situation is that Dolores taught him who he really was. Right? And that's the whole thing with the reflection.
Right.
What does he say at the end of that?
Oh, he said, we're going to use you and all of your kind to answer a question no one has ever dreamed of asking.
Yeah, what is that? What are we made of? What is the metal of man? Is that what the ultimate question is?
I guess.
So one reason to collect DNA and also observe behaviors to see if if behaviors are already genetically programmed.
Yeah.
So humans themselves are almost no different than these.
I think it's the interaction of both. You know what I mean? Because I think that they're collecting not only DNA, they're also collecting behavior. And
right, that's what I'm saying.
But unobserved behavior.
Right.
So they're kind of reconstructing, not only can they get all of the human construct physically, but they can kind of get the subconscious and the conscious too. Because this is what they do when people are around and they're observed, but this is what these are their underlying motives and their fears and their aggressions and stuff like that.
Right, well, and that's why it says it's like a business thing.
Yeah.
They know what people really want.
Well, so, Facebook. Google.
But the ultimate Facebook and Google.
Yeah, think about this
data.
too, because they could be using it to blackmail people or to recreate world leaders and take over the world, or it's transcendence to immortality. What if they're doing it what you were saying, where if all of this is wired into us, if we can just take your DNA, put it in one of these hosts, and then Sean gets to live forever.
Right. Oh.
Because one theory I have is that we've got to go from where you end to where you began. Where he began was he was in love with Dolores.
Yeah.
So what if it's to transcend William into a robot body so him and Dolores can live happily ever after? Right off on the...
Yeah, they could just...
He seems over her. I don't know.
I don't know, because he still goes back back to her as the Man in Black and stuff like that.
He does, but he like hates her.
Yeah, because he's obsessed with her.
Yeah,
exactly.
and he's pissed that she doesn't love him back.
Right. He shows her the big combine.
Have you ever seen anything so full of splendor?
We see Dolores and Posse. Teddy says, "Glory, the valley beyond, they're all the same thing," like something along those lines. And Dolores says, "An old friend was foolish enough to show me long ago. It's not a place, it's
The weapon. Well, and William says when he shows her the same quote, "Have you ever seen anything so full of splendor?"
Mm-hmm.
And so then I'm wondering if she got that line from him, and
So
used
think
it,
so. When
or
did they
when,
go
who said it first, the
Yeah,
chicken or the egg?
Hashtag who said it first.
Hashtag who said it first? Who said it best?
Ooh.
Definitely Dolores.
And then my other theory is maybe Dolores built the sea with the giant combine.
Like she went
opened
back
up
there
on
because he showed it to her,
and got the machine, built the sea, so that when like Delos shows up, they've got all these hosts that presumably don't need oxygen to live. They're all playing possum in the sea, and that whole thing's a trap.
Yeah.
Because they can never really die. You can just wake them back up. And
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
All they gotta do is fix themselves.
Right. But Bernard says that he killed them.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm confused about that.
Yeah. I mean, but
Maybe he's
the
part of the
only
trap,
thing he has
right?
to do is wake them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Back.
So when people
They're
say
back.
things like you can, there's a lot of Stephen King in this.
Yeah.
Like the Man in Black. It seems to be like almost a retelling of The Tower.
Oh yeah, the Dark
that whole
Tower
series. Yeah.
The Dark Crystal or whatever.
Only he's the bad guy and the good guy at the same time.
What did we see in the teaser for the next episode? Do you remember? I think we saw Maeve in with like a samurai sword.
Again.
Yeah.
Because we saw that.
You already saw that?
Stuff, yeah.
We saw another Bengal tiger.
Okay, that's right.
That was the end of it. It was like him going on her.
The ground exploded. Like something underneath the ground was like.
And Dolores was saying, like, it's our turn to try and survive, but not all of us deserve to.
Yeah, shot that guy in the face. He's just dispensing judgment left and right.
Well, I think she's trying to save just the sentient ones, right? Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Meaning some of us don't deserve to, like some of us
Some of us don't
haven't
deserve to go to
reached
heaven.
this.
Is that what she's saying? Well, we talked last night about how we think there's a possibility that Angela could double-cross her and that Dolores gets double-crossed
Yeah.
before the whole thing's over.
Well, I think
that's
she's
probably
gonna
likely.
learn her lesson, her hubris, because she's become like the HBIC, and
She's gonna fly too close to the sun.
Yeah.
She's essentially Icarus. Yeah.
HBIC.
Head bitch in charge.
Head bitch in charge.
HBIC, head bitch in charge.
All
Put
right.
that on there.
We'll have
It's
that.
also why Maeve let her go. You know what I mean? Probably.
Yeah,
Because
because
she
you're
knew
like,
things were gonna go badly. She wasn't doing it right.
Well, I think Maeve working with the whole army lessens her chances of getting her daughter and getting out of there.
Well, and she knows they're just gonna be in a big war. She's like, nothing good comes out of it.
She's
Fighting.
got no desire. Like, yeah, she's fighting with her mind, and Dolores is fighting with her strength. So with the head bitch in charge, we will say our goodbyes for this week. We're not experts. My name is Josh Warren.
I'm Devon Tully.
I'm Jenica Hill.
I'm Sean Bokelman.
Good day.
And best of luck.
Live forever.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules. knows, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie.